Hey guys, it's me again. So, long time no see. It's been a very long time, and welcome to the new home of M111. You've not seen this yet, but I've moved house. I'm working full time now. I work 6 days a week. That's why the content has been lacking. But I'm a strong believer in only do something when you feel like doing something. Now, unfortunately, I might not be able to do this with the best quality because I'm having to use my phone camera. So, as you can see, I've got the bikes organised out behind me nicely, and there's a lot better light in here. In fact, this garage is massive. It's a nice big double garage, and that's what we want. Sealed and room for plenty of activities. So I've got everything laid out here. This is why I'm making this video, to show you guys that we're so close. The only thing I've got left to do now is literally bring the engines over from Ben's house, which isn't going to be too much of a challenge. I don't think. I plan to do it next Saturday, hopefully. So once we've got that, we will be starting with this. So I can't remember if I've already shown you guys this, but this is, I think it's like a GT30 front half with a TO4E back housing, sort of a DIY hybrid I made, so it should spool up nice and fast, but make reasonable boost and sport up to a reasonable power level. Now, I'm not sending this thing to the moon because it will be on stock pistons, but I've got the Volkswagen coils here. Well, actually they're Audi coils. I'm thinking about using the remote oil filter housing, but there's a lot more to it to make that happen. I would rather have that, but I don't know whether it will actually happen yet. And so they're the BMW rods. They will not fit a standard M111. These rods will not work with a standard M111. So please don't go wasting your money. The only reason these might work, this whole engine that I'm going to be building could fall flat on its face, but this should work with this, with the stroke of this crank, and the engine should become, I believe, a 2.5 instead of a 2.3. And being on the stock pistons, I am going to have to machine the stock pistons only slightly just to accept the girth of this rod, but I'm not too concerned about that. I think the stock pistons can take it, having melted a few myself. Yeah, so obviously we've been away for a long time. I've got a lot of catching up to do, and you guys have got a lot of catching up to do. With everything that has changed, I want to be able to build this engine and make it work really well, hopefully more successfully than the SLK. Did find another possible contributing factor to the SLK's repetitive engine failures also, but I'm not too worried about that. This engine has been designed basically from the ground up for performance, but for all-round performance, as Mercedes themselves may have done it, or as AMG would tune it. So I want this engine to look like something that's overkill, but out of the factory if I can, but we'll have to see. My skills aren't that great, but I'm willing to hone them, especially whilst doing this build, and I want you guys to follow along for the whole process. So that means that basically, also, as well as doing the build series, in between that I will also be doing little how-tos, as in sort of camshaft timing, how to change a head gasket, basically tear down procedures, useful little things like that, highlighting some things about the engines as well. So alongside the build series there will be like 1 or 2 minute videos just explaining certain things, and maybe a video how to lock the cam timing and retime the engine. But all of this is dependent on the time that I get. So please understand that I'm doing this in my spare time and I only have evenings and 1 day a week off, and my family will always come first, but I will always happily try and help everyone that likes, comments and subscribes. I will always try and help where I can, and I have been doing that behind the scenes already, constantly. I hope you appreciate this catch up. I'm not leading you on. I've got the engine, like I say, should be next week, and I'll get started on it when and where I can. As you can see, I've also got something, these little things in this head gasket here, they're block shims, so they will slot in the water channels between the bores, and they will help strengthen the block also. So that's another little thing that I'm going to be adding, but I'm not sure how I'm going to deck the block yet, what way I'm going to go about that, whether I'm going to have it professionally done or do it myself. So again, thanks for watching, I appreciate that. Like, subscribe, share as much as you can, and I will see you in the next one. And the next one, there should be an M111 sat right next to me, so you've got that to look forward to. I will be doing it, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.